instances where you're compelled to say yes. Instances where you're not willing to meet the person's expectations. You might have just thought of slipping away by giving an excuse, but that's not the solution, is it? So that is where your confidence to say no matters. So good morning all. Today I, Gyana Kondhiya, am going to talk about how, in today's demanding world, prioritizing yourself and saying no is important. 2 to 3 years back, when someone used to put forward a request in front of me, which I was not willing to fulfill, 1,000 questions would pace through my mind. Yes or no, will I sound selfish, rude, arrogant, or an unhelpful person? And thinking about all of these, I would always end up saying yes. And being completely transparent, I still face situations where I'm unable to say no, which often leaves me stressed out and many a times comes out in the form of tantrums. No. Such a simple word, right? But when the time comes to actually say it, it becomes the hardest thing to utter. But you cannot deny the fact that people have different reasons as to why they cannot say no. And one of them is FOMO, fear of missing out. It is an apprehension wherein a person is absent from events, experiences or moments that others are a part of. Let me help you understand this in a better way. When I came to school for the first time, I did not expect to make any really good friends. But even though I tried to interact, they weren't just simply responsive. The same scenario continued for many days, months in fact. And all of this resulted in giving me a FOMO mindset. I started saying yes to literally everything they said, be it a comment they passed, a task they felt lazy to do, or a task they did not like to do, just so that I could fit in and be a part of things that they were part of. But it's years later that I've realized, saying no isn't about turning anyone down. It's about you, and it's about acknowledging your self-respect. Now, I want you to think about the word no in a different manner. Think of no as footwear. If you go outside barefoot, you may step on a rock, something sharp lying down may prick you, or something which may leave a lifetime impact or an injury may happen. Tell me, what would you prefer? Going out barefoot and getting hurt, or wearing footwear and staying safe? Say yes every time and stress yourself out unnecessarily, or refusing to certain tasks and decluttering your mind? The second one, right? Once my mom had been away for some work and I was having cold and cough. Henceforth, I was allotted a long list of instructions to follow, and one of them was not to eat anything sweet while she was away, as my mind would say. As soon as she left, I went to the kitchen, opened the fridge, and I took out a chocolate. I did not realize that while tearing the wrapper, a small piece of it fell down. I happily ate my chocolate, went back to my room, resumed my work. After my mom came back, she went to the kitchen to drink water. There, she noticed the piece of wrapper. Even though she knew, she came back to my room and asked me, "Did you eat a chocolate?" And then I was, "No. Who told you? That's utter nonsense." She narrowed her eyes and looked straight into my face, and then I finally confessed. So, jokes apart, what does this petty little incident of mine teach us? You should apprehend and understand when to say yes and when to say no. Whenever someone says no, it teaches something both to the speaker as well as the listener. It teaches the speaker to be confident in their decision of saying no, and it teaches the listener to just accept the fact and move on. Saying no isn't about ability. It's about the choices and desires you have. Whenever someone comes to you and asks you to dedicate your time and make a few commitments, you can simply reply with a straightforward no if you don't want to. Behind saying yes to everyone and everything, there's someone who's completely stressed out and has poor mental health. That would be you. Trust me, once you build up the courage to say no, you will find that your life has become so much more peaceful and easygoing. I would like to say that no is a really powerful word and it has a huge impact on our lives. But At the end of the day, it's your decision. Whether you want to walk barefoot or with footwear on. Thank you so much for listening to me today.